Wowzers! Boo. Hi. Well, happy Halloween. Well, I know by the time you're watching this, it's already over. Yeah, but that was one hell of a ride, wasn't it? Anyway. Alchemy. Magic. Yes, the art of mixing stuff. I'm talking about chemistry right here. You've probably heard of it before. And if you haven't, then you better get reading. Because chemistry is absolutely necessary in almost all the things we hold, smell, or even touch. A good example would be water. You drink it, keep it in bottles, and throw them away. But is that really it? Nah. Water is a compound made of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. It is, in its basis form, a product of nature, but also a thing of chemistry. I know, it already sounds so complicated, but let me get you through this one by one, reaction by reaction.
First, we have synthesis reaction. Synthesis reaction. A reaction in which two elements combine to form one compound. Let's look at water again. Two hydrogen atoms combine with an oxygen atom. Together, they form the thing that literally keeps us alive. Water. Another example? There's salts, NaCl. An atom of sodium and an atom of chlorine go together in a perfect marriage, reacting and forming the salt that we all love.
So next up is decomposition. As the name suggests, is the complete opposite of synthesis. Instead of combining, we break something apart into its basic components. Let's go back to salt. NaCl is composed of sodium and chlorine atoms. In a decomposition reaction, these two are separated, taken back to square one before salt was a thing. Oh, that's sad. But now you know the act of bringing two together and separating them. Like a tragedy. Almost like love. Yuck.
But sometimes
You have to start replacing. This is where single and double replacement come in.
Single replacement reaction. A reaction where one element with higher reactivity replaces an element of a compound with lower reactivity. For example, magnesium and copper chloride. Since magnesium has a higher reactivity than copper, it can replace it in a reaction. So in the end, we get copper and magnesium chloride. Just think of it like this. If you have an old laptop and you see a new laptop, that new laptop will most likely replace your old laptop, forming a new duo with you, of course. That's assuming you have enough money.
Oh, that's sad.
But, how exactly do you know an element's reactivity? Well, you have to look at the reactivity series right here. Yeah, right here. Anyway, any element higher in the series can replace any element below it, but not the other way around. Yes, it's quite a hassle, but you need it. Luckily, you don't need it in a double replacement reaction. So, what is a double replacement reaction?
Thank you, Brian. A double replacement reaction has two elements that replace each other from their respective compounds, both of which are either anions or cations. What are those? An anion and cation cannot replace each other. If that were the case, we'd have some problems. Because then we'd have two anions paired up and two cations together. And we all know that ends. I guess that's it. Wait, hold on. Combustion? Oh, yeah, right! Combustion. Wait, what's that? So combustion is the art of burning. Yes, the art of burning. When oxygen reacts with a hydrocarbon like methane and butane, you get water and carbon dioxide. Always. Always. If oxygen reacts with propane, you get water and carbon dioxide. If you combine methane and oxygen, you get water and carbon dioxide. Butane and oxygen, water and carbon dioxide. Hexane and oxygen, water and carbon dioxide. Always, always water and carbon dioxide. These reactions from synthesis to combustion are important when it comes to understanding the basics of chemistry. To be able to comprehend, this is a must to move on the complex topics. In this case, balancing equation.
So first things first, balancing equation. So balancing equation involves the reaction of two chemicals depending on what component they are and what form of element they are. So balancing equation is needed. So why do we need balancing equation? Because in chemistry, there is such a thing called equilibrium, wherein it should be all equal. So I think it would be better for everyone to see an example of this. Let's see. So we have here hydrogen and chlorine that will be synthesized with each other, and as you can see here, these two elements are, well, diatomic, as you can see, H2 and Cl2. But when they react with each other, both of them have a charge of +1 and -1 respectively. Okay, so how do we balance this equation? If you can see here, like I said, they are both diatomic elements, and you can see that there's H2, Cl2, and that those are the reactants, and on the other side is the product side. So the product is hydrogen chloride. So how are they not equal? You can see it there. There's H2 and Cl2, while on the other side, it's only H and Cl. So how do we do this? Well, here's the tip. First, we need to do is list them down so that we can count how many atoms are present in the reaction. So as you can see, hydrogen has 2 present actions. As for the reactant side, the same for chlorine, which has 2 present atoms in the reactant side. So how do we do this now? Well, as for the product side, both has 1, as you can see. So how do we do this? Well, simple. You put the equivalent coefficients to make both sides equal. So we can see that H and Cl are 2, and on the other side, we can see that H and Cl are 1. So how do we make it so that 1 can be equal to 2? Simple. Times it by 2. Do that, times 2. And then boom. There you go. So they're both equal to 2. And as you can see the reaction, you need to put the coefficient of 2 beside H and Cl at the product side. There you go. So now right here, we have a balanced reaction. We call this reaction synthesis, wherein 2 elements form a compound.